Welcome back to another episode of We Are Human. I am your host, Elijah, and today I am here with Markinson Sainvil, who is the owner and creator of Pondu, which is a social app designed to help you find live events in your backyard. So tell me about the story of how this started.
I was playing college football at Stony Brook University. The football culture was just different, and I just kind of didn't want to be there anymore.
Okay. Didn't you get a ride to play out there?
Yeah, I had a full scholarship.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. Congrats on that.
Appreciate that.
That's still dope. Not many people can say that.
When you play or when you go to school at SUNY, public schools in New York, I guess they have this long winter break. It's like a 40-day winter break. So I'm on winter break, and I was contemplating going back to school or not, but I didn't have a plan to stay home. And I ain't, my mom would have been like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go back to school, but I'm sitting in bed. And it's crazy. 'Cause I remember being happy, and then a depressed feeling came. Damn, I gotta go back. And I was just trying to figure out okay, what was I gonna do? What was gonna be my idea? What was gonna be my plan if I didn't want to, go to school anymore?
Yeah.
And I remember just laying in bed at 2 a.m. and it just came a light bulb really went off in my head, and I just the idea just, it's I was just blessed with it. You know what I'm saying?
The idea came to you, and then it's an idea. How do you take the steps to start applying that?
All right, so I decided to go back to school. I went back to school, and I had a computer science class. Mm-hmm. And the benefits of playing football, you get tutors, you got all these people to help you and stuff like that. That definitely came in hand.
Yeah.
So I had this I had a tutor for my computer science class. This guy named Aaron. I remember him. And I was like, "Yo, bro, I got this idea. If I design it, would you code it for me?" And he's just yeah. He's just I guess the whole time he's kind of "You ain't about to do this shit." You know what I mean? He's just
okay.
"Yeah, I got you. Yeah, if you design it, I'll code it." I was like, "I bet." So I think one Saturday I just went into our study hall. So I spent 8 or 9 hours just trying to learn how to follow Apple's designs or whatever that, their whole setup. And then I think it took me about 3-4 weeks I designed the whole thing. I designed the sign up page, the main page. It was a favorite wall. The early design is crazy. I got a sketchbook somewhere with it. And I pop up on Aaron "Yo, I'm done. I did it." He was like, "You did what?" "I designed the app." And he's like, "Oh." And then I don't know, I just "What's up with this man? Why is he, he was kind of acting weird." And then I was hitting him up "Yo, when do you want to meet up and start doing all this?" And he texted me, he's "Yo, I got an internship this summer. I'm not going to have time, da da da." So I really didn't know where to start with coding. So I went to Barnes and Noble at the mall. And I was in the, tech section trying to find books coding for dummies, all this stuff. And I actually found this book called Idea to iPhone. And it was how to make an app without learning how to code. It was really teaching you the design specs of Apple and making a creative, an appealing design that people would, what's the word, user friendly. It was so colorful, and it just it, I don't know, it just clicked with me. It was the blueprint for what I had to do. So I took that. I started working with that. I started redesigning my app, and the only thing I was missing, I didn't have a MacBook. Mm-hmm. So this was my great escape, this was June. I remember it was June. We had 6 weeks of summer training. It was 2 parts of summer training. So for the first 6 weeks, I'm waiting on financial aid to come, just to make life easier and then buy a MacBook, do what I got to do.
Yeah.
And I go over there and they're like, "Oh nah, you don't get the check till July." And mind you, I have 31 cents in my account. So for this whole 6 weeks, this is all I got. My mom ain't sending nothing. My dad can't send me nothing. My Coach Diesel actually from Lake Nona sent me a care package box with
nice.
All this stuff, bro. So then when that happened, I was just yeah, I'm gone. I'm out when that happened. So I did the 6 weeks. Financial aid check dropped. I went to the city. I bought a MacBook, bought a plane ticket. I came back home. And then I started working on Pondu. I was like, all right, I feel comfortable.
As an entrepreneur and a business owner, the common thing is everyone's always reading. Everyone's always learning. You literally had to pick up the books to code because the person that you were depending on was "Nah, I don't have time," or "Nah, I'm not interested," or whatever the no would be. You had to figure it out for yourself.
Nah, I for sure am very independent.
Yeah.
I think that whole experience with the original person I wanted to get to code the app, just put me on a path where it was I'm gonna do everything on my own. I'm not gonna wait on nobody. So I had to learn 2 different programming languages, YouTube has been my best friend, honestly.
Yeah, of course.
I did read a couple books on like business and just like knowing how to like market and how to lead and just like how to think like an entrepreneur. And I've actually made the app so many times, like in one book kind of just like triggered like the new path I took with designing the app. You know, I read this book called Play Bigger, and it was like just about designing your product or whatever you're doing to not come in and like compete, but be its own thing and be in your own lane and not, you don't see no competition. That's just kind of like how I do everything. Like I'm not really worried about what everybody else got going on. I mean, I know a lot of people are ran by competition. I've never been like a competing person. Like even when I played football, like I wasn't driven.
That's interesting, to be honest.
Yeah, I was never driven by competition. It was never about being better. It was just about being great. Like you know what I'm saying? Just yourself being great, you know? People, you know, they like to think I'm like on this, you know, tech wave, really like, yeah, it's my interest. But I think the thing that drives me the most is like trying to help others like elevate, or like, even like I took a trip to Haiti for the first time earlier this year, and just like seeing that, like it moves me to want to give back in a way, you know?
Of course.
So I think, yeah, that's my biggest drive.
For sure. How do you see yourself implementing that, like in the future, like giving back to the community and giving back to your family, friends, people who just need that opportunity or that person to just believe in them?
Growing up in a city and not really having that stuff, I feel like I would like create a center that is more like, they have centers and it's about sports and all that stuff. I think, you know, we need things in our community that's about educating, teaching, like, for you know, sure. Like how I said I didn't have access to a MacBook, you know what I mean? Like coming to like Lake Nona or being in college, like you have access to so many things. And I feel like as a kid, it would have been nice if there was a place I could have went. Like there's a place you can go to play football and play basketball, but if there was a place you can go to learn, to like, yeah, the library, but
like a recreational
center. You know what I mean? But I would want to give back in a way where I would want to create a center where like, if you want to play football, you got to take this class, get your points, and then you can come out and you can play football. But like, people wouldn't know that that's really helping them, like learn how to use the computer, learning how to type, learning how to read, all these things, learning English, even for like, you know, a lot of immigrants and stuff. But that would be the best way I could give back, like through education, honestly.
That's incredible. You obviously have to put and dedicate a lot of time, especially when you're creating a business, because it's different when you are self-employed, when you are working for yourself, when you're pursuing a business, because you have to motivate yourself. And we talked about, you know, motivation and what drives you. But at the same time, like you have to create these like deadlines and schedules and calendars of just like, all right, today I'm going to focus on this. How do you kind of like balance all of that while including social life and family and everything?
I'm terrible at it. I ain't gonna lie to you. And it's funny because like there's so many people that think like I'm really busy, but a lot of people be thinking like, oh, you're self-employed, like you got all the free time in the world.
That's false. Let's say that right now. That is inaccurate.
Yo, but I mean, it's definitely discipline. Like you got to know like, okay, I got this thing I got to do. Ain't nothing, you know, like I can't do nothing until this is done. Yeah. So discipline, trying to put certain rules on yourself, like waking up early, making your bed, like little things, you know.
All those things play like a key role, like just in discipline alone, like you mentioned.
Yeah, definitely discipline. Someone always tells me to write everything down. I don't write nothing down. I keep it all in my head.
It's all in there, yeah.
I'm on go for the most part. So like social life wise, like my friends would be like, yo, pull up, do this. And if I feel like doing it, I'm gonna do it. Like, right. You know, so I lack a little discipline, but at the same time, I'm that person that like stay up till 2, 3, 4, 5 a.m. and just like knock out whatever I gotta do, or like spend a day. Like yesterday I was supposed to go to an event in Tampa, but I was just like, you know, I have to do this thing with Stripe and I haven't finished it. Got to cancel. And, you know, you just got to step up sometimes and man up and do your job.
Let's talk a little bit more about Pondu and where do you want to see it go and how has it been doing so far? Because I know that you guys had done like a couple of events. I saw something on the Instagram page and you guys did like a brunch for the launch and everything. Like it looked dope as hell. Everybody like just killing it with their outfits, man. Super fresh. But how often do you want like these events to happen, like where you're a part of?
As far as like the events that I'm a part of, I probably want to do those like once a season, just because like I like to do it big and flashy. Like when I do my events, I want people to feel like a celebrity. I want everybody to feel important and special, and like however I could do it, you know, like the best I could do it. Where I want Pondu to go, really, I just want people to be able to like you know, you hop off a plane in LA and you don't gotta know nobody. Like, you just open the app and you know what you want to do. You can find something to do. Like, that was a big struggle for me whenever traveling, and just be like, yo, you know, what do we do?
What is there to do?
Yeah, you know, it always pops up, and every time it'll pop up, my friends are guilt tripping just because I've been working on the app so long. They'll be like, see, if Pondu is out, like, you know what I mean, we wouldn't have this problem. You know what I mean? Like, they always do that to me. So I was just like, that's another reason, like, even when I would take breaks from work on the app, anytime I took a trip and like those scenarios pop up, it'd be like kind of like guilting me, like, you need to get back to work. You need to get back to work. You gotta
finish it, yeah.
You know what I mean? I remember like being on the football team and like having this strict schedule. You wasn't really connected with the school that much, you know, like your friends were your teammates, you know, like it was hard to like connect. Like, we was so busy, like we'll be up at 5 a.m. workouts, study hall, a lift, like more things, you know, practice, all that. So I remember one of the biggest experiences for me, one of like these things one of the things I think led to that light bulb moment. I remember one time, like, I stayed on the 3rd floor of the freshman dorm, basically the football dorm, and all my friends stayed on the 1st floor. And I came down one day, and it's usually always loud, all the doors open, people, you know, doing whatever, all types of stupid stuff. And I came down there and it was quiet, it was clean, there was nobody there, and I'm just like, I'm panicking. I'm like, yo, did I miss practice? Like, I'm trying to figure it out, you know what I'm saying? So I'm walking down the hall, everybody's doors closed. I'm thinking, okay, so that either there's practice going on or there's a study hall going on. So I go to like, there's like this little side exit, and I'm going towards the side exit, and from the main entrance, all I hear is like yelling and cheering and all this stuff. Like, what's going on out there? You know what I'm saying? So I go out there, and there's just like a huge dodgeball tournament going on. You know what I mean? It's just like, you wouldn't even know that stuff, you know, like, just like, there was no flyer for it. Like, I don't remember seeing nothing about it, but all my teammates are out there, and they're just like playing dodgeball with all the normal kids. And I just thought that was crazy. Like, I just wish that
you could have known about it.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's what, you know, Pondu would do for a lot of people. Like, if you're new, you're someone like me who has to go to school in another state, you can open that app and you can just find something that's like interesting to you, and you can just pop up there.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's brilliant. Being able to provide a place, or, you know, like just this space for people to kind of find something that they're interested in, or something that fits like their niche, or anything like that. They can be like, oh, okay, like, I'll feel welcome there. Like, there are other people who like this stuff as well.
You know, any business is based off of solving a problem. And I think that's just a problem that I face so many times, and a lot of other people face, you know, and it's just like, you know, you want to travel, you want to go somewhere different, but just being there isn't enough. You also got to experience that place, you know?
Yeah.
So,
and the people.
Exactly.
You had mentioned like Pondu is out. There's not a lot of black businesses that are doing that kind of stuff, you know, like that you mentioned. And you said, like, not that Pondu is the best social black owned app, but we're going to work towards it. And that's something like me and you, like, I have put out so many things, so many projects. I have started different like ideas and different little things, but I still put myself out there. And even if it wasn't successful or where I wanted it to be, the execution is there. Even if, you know, it's reckless, even if you have spent a reckless amount of money in investments or whatever, or just time and sacrifices that you had to make, like, you can say that, well, I did it. And not only that, but I'm working towards improving it, because I know it's not where I want it to be right now. Because no one instantly gets there, you know? It's not an overnight thing. It's a process.
I think, like, just having that launch I had in Jersey, like, I knew the app wasn't 100% complete, but at the same time, I was just like, all right, well, it's time. You know, it's been a minute. So putting it out there also put me under that pressure of, like, I can't just work on it when I feel like it, or every other week. I got to work on it every day now, you know?
Humans, we're very, like, we can also be very, like, perfectionist. Like, we want it to be this way before I launch and share it with the world.
That was
like,
me for the longest.
It's your baby, you know? Like, you want to nourish it and make it and, like, shape it into, like, perfection before you can share it with the rest of the world. And you said that was you for, like, a long time. So at some point, something was like, nah, now's the time.
Oh, yeah. I think it was just, I mean, really my friends too. Just like, you know, it was a time. It was a time. And it's like, I also came to the realization, like you were saying, like, nothing's gonna happen on day one. It's not gonna, oh, I dropped it and boom, 1 million followers and da. You know, like, it's gonna be a process. And I think when I accepted the fact that it was gonna be a process, that's when it became easier for me. Like, now it's just like, I just want to make it the best I can make it. Like, right now, I don't even care if there's no events. Like I'm just trying to get all these features that I want in there. I want it to move faster. Like I want to test it out with regular people or regular events, and just everything's like, before I was testing, it was just me. But now I got my friends, I got opinions, I got all these things. I got, people hitting me up and telling me like, oh, this wasn't working. And it's like, all right, bet. Now I can go and I got to fix that ASAP. You know what I mean?
How you said, like, there's not a lot of like black owned like applications or like black owned businesses, the importance of that, and to share that with like everyone around you.
I'm a firm believer in you can have whatever you want in this world. You just got to go after it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the only time something is over is when you quit. Like I think I see people quit every day, and then even me growing up in the inner city, like seeing like the same person riding the bus, same person riding the bus for like 10 years. And I'm just like, I don't want that. You know what I mean? Like nothing against, whoever got to do that. But I feel like if you pick something and you work hard at it, you're going to achieve whatever it is you want to achieve. Like it don't matter if it takes 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, to keep going. And I think just that's it.
Yeah, find your passion, find what you're good at, and like
it's going to click.
And you can apply it, and like you said, it'll click.
And then as far as the being a black business, like that's a big thing going on right now. And it is something to be proud of. I guess for me personally, I just never like, I viewed like a business as a business.
Yeah, of course.
But with everything going on, you do see how important it is to have a black business, how important it is to be an example also to kids, really. Yeah. Because, I mean, when I think of like looking up to someone as, being black and looking up to someone, I just think of rappers. Like I don't really think of like, I think of entertainers. You know what I mean? I don't feel like there's nobody in the tech field or I don't look up to no doctors. Like you don't grow up around that stuff. So I feel like the more black entrepreneurs and black businesses, it gives, the kids something else to look up to, and versus all the negative things. Not saying rapping is negative, but like all that other stuff that they kind of be rapping about. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it just feeds the future. Be different. You don't gotta be like everybody else. Everybody don't gotta play football. Everybody don't gotta, you know what I mean? Right. You got another skill or a talent, like, you could capitalize off of that, and actually now you don't like that competition thing. You're not in competition with everybody else. Like you got your thing. Everybody's different. We're all different. We all got our different talents, and we should feed into that. And you stay in your lane, you're gonna win in your lane. Yeah, embrace yourself. That's the big thing. Like embrace the unique attributes about yourself. The event we had in Jersey, we just did everything as far as following the guidelines of Jersey, like what the rules were. Like for example, when we first scheduled that event, there was no indoor eating or drinking. So everything was supposed to be outside. So we was gonna do everything on the balcony, and then like 2-3 days later they passed this little thing where you're allowed to eat and drink inside. So we moved everything inside. Like you had to wear masks. As far as coming in, they checked your temperature. Like we just followed all the rules. Yeah. Like we're not gonna throw a house party in. At least me personally. Anybody else, you can do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? But me personally, I was just I just try to follow whatever rules was going on wherever I was at. If you're comfortable coming, you come, Yeah. That's just that, Like I feel like, especially with Florida's open right now. Yeah. Jersey's basically was open. New York was very strict, so like, we had to walk around with our mask the whole time in New York. We also, cause we did a thing in New York, we gave out pizza. We did that. I did see something like that too. Yeah, on the Instagram page. Yeah, we did that the following day, feeding the homeless. That's awesome. Yeah. Mad respect. It was my boy Jabari, the guy who owns the Apex Black Card Service. That's all him. So like, yeah. Shout out to my friends, man, because like, whenever I post something like those videos and things like that, like I don't even ask nobody to repost it. They'll just like repost it. They'd be doing shout outs. Like sometimes I'll meet people I've never met them before, but they know all about what I got going on in Pondu, and it's just like they validate you a little bit, man. Yeah. Your friends will validate you, because you could tell when they not genuinely support. You can tell when it's just like the little handout. You know what I'm saying? Like for sure. Like, all right, man, keep that. But nah, that energy, you can feel that energy, and it feeds you. It makes you want to work harder, and like, just like I said, like they were the reason I even dropped. Like I'm like, I bet, let me just drop. Now's the time. You know what I mean? So, shout out to my friends. Pondu, you can download it in the App Store. Is it only on Apple, like iPhone? Only on Apple, yeah. Only on Apple. The exclusive on Apple. Tim Cook, we need that endorsement. Straight up. Well, this might air like somewhere in November, because I gotta wait till after elections, otherwise I'm lose my mind. Yeah. With work. But
But yeah, I'm starting to air them like mid-November up until like mid-December. So is there anything in that scope or like in that realm that you want to promote or just?
I mean, I'm trying to do an event in Orlando. I'm thinking either a brunch or a fashion show. So we're gonna see. The brunch will probably be a cheaper, more easier to do. Like, I could probably do that within like 2 weeks. But I'm just trying to do something in Orlando because like when I was doing the thing in Jersey, a lot of people were like, they were asking for it. They was asking for that experience. So I want to give it back to the hometown. So
For sure, yeah.
definitely, you're invited. So don't you worry about it.
Yeah,
I
I'll be
bet.
there.